me. I like that. When I was young, I had 2 pair of leaves. Besides that, the pinstripes and the gray. The one I wore on Mondays and Wednesdays. While niggas flirt, I'm sewing tigers on my shirt and alligators. You wanna see the inside? I see you later. Here come the drama. Oh, that's that nigga with the fake. Wow, why you punch me in my face? Stay in your place, play your position. Here come my intuition. Go in this nigga pocket, rob him while his friends watch it, and hoes clock it. Here comes respect. His crew's your crew, or they might be next. Look at they man, big man, they never try, so we roll with them. I stole with them, I mean loyalty. Niggas bought me milks at lunch. The milks with chocolate, the cookies, butter crunch, 88. Long as I got stuff for most of them soft. Even when I was wrong, I got my point across. They depicted me the boss. Of course, my orange box cutter make the world go round. Plus I'm fucking bitches ain't my homegirls now. Start stacking, dabbled in crack, gun packing. Nickname Medina, made the scenes, took my Ninas. From gym class to in-glass, pass off for global. The only nigga with a mobile. Can't you see like total? Getting larger in waist and taste. Ain't no telling where this felon is heading. Just in case, keep a shell at the tip of your melon. Clear the space. Your brain was a terrible thing to waste. To master enterprise, and I ain't have to be in school by 10. I then began to encounter with my counterparts to how to burn the block apart. Break it down into sections. Drugs by these selections. Some use pipes, others use injections. Syringe sold separately. Frank the deputy, quick to grab my Smith & Wesson like my dick was missing. To protect my position, my corner, my layer. While we out here, say the hustler's prayer. If the game shakes me or breaks me, I hope it makes me a better man. Take a better stand, put money in my mom's hand. Get my daughter this college plan, so she don't need no man. Stay far from timid, only make moves when your heart's in it. And live the phrase, sky's the limit. Motherfucker. 88. And live the phrase, sky's the limit. Put money in my mom's hand. Get my daughter this college plan, so she don't need no man. Stay far from timid, only make moves when your heart's in it. And live the phrase, sky's the limit. Never been as broke as me. I like that. When I was young, I had 2 pair of leaves. Besides that, the pinstripes and the gray. The one I wore on Mondays and Wednesdays. While niggas flirt, I'm sewing tigers on my shirt and alligators. You wanna see the inside? I see you later. Here come the drama. Oh, that's that nigga with the fake. Wow, why you punch me in my face? Stay in your place, play your position. Here come my intuition. Go in this nigga pocket, rob him while his friends friends watch it, and hoes clock it. Here comes respect. His crew's your crew, or they might be next. Look at they man, big man, they never try, so we roll with them, stole with them. I mean loyalty. Niggas bought me milks at lunch. The milks with chocolate, the cookies, butter crunch, 80 lunch. Long as I got stuff for most of them soft. Even when I was wrong, I got my point across. They depicted me the boss. Of course, my orange box cutter make the world go round. Plus I'm fucking bitches ain't my homegirls now. Start stacking, dabbled in crack, gun packing. Nickname Medina, made the scenes, took my Ninas. From gym class to in-glass, pass off for global. The only nigga with a mobile. Can't you see like total? Getting larger in waist and taste. Ain't no telling where the spelling is heading. Just in case, keep a shell at the tip of your melon. Clear the space. Your brain was a terrible thing to waste. Realizing to master enterprise and I ain't have to be in school by 10. I then began to encounter with my counterparts on how to burn the block apart. Break it down into sections. Drugs by these selections. Some use pipes, others use injections. Syringe sold separately. Frank the deputy, quick to grab my Smith & Wesson like my dick was missing. To protect my position, my corner, my layer. While we out here, say the hustler's prayer. If the game shakes me or breaks me, I hope it makes me a better man. Take a better stand, put money in my mom's hand. Get my daughter this college plan, so she don't need no man. Stay far from timid, only make moves when your heart's in it. And live the phrase, sky's the limit. Motherfucker.
This shirt is so fucking sick. Man, I miss having a red shirt, bro. You said this on Friday when we unboxed it, but man, this is a nice refresher to the collection. But what the hell is going on, guys? We are back with yet again another edition of the Notorious podcast, man, and this is another edition of Notorious Unscripted, man. This is episode 126. If this is your first time watching, you guys do not know how the show works, man. Every Monday after Monday Night Raw, we are on here with Notorious Unscripted, and every Friday at 4 p.m. Central, we are on here with the news, man. If you guys did miss this past Friday's edition of the news and this past Wednesday's edition of Breaking News, we talked the possibility of WWE being sold to the Saudi Arabian government and Stephanie McMahon resigning from the company, what this could mean for the company. And then, like I said, this past Friday's edition of the news, where we talked about a lot of WWE stuff. We talked about the company meeting with other different companies such as Disney, ESPN. We talked about Triple H and his talent meeting that he had today, which was basically the same meeting just for the Raw locker room that he had on Friday. If you guys want to hear us talk about all that, you guys can now watch all of the both of those new episodes live on all platforms right now: Anchor, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts. And if you want to see it first, join us right here again every Friday at 4 p.m. Central for the news, man. And with that, if you guys have not got a chance to get your hands on some of the official Notorious Heels podcast merchandise, you guys can now find that live on the merch shop, man. That is bonfire.com. Link is at the top of the description of this video. And you can get all 8 of these beautiful designs in more than just a t-shirt, man. Sweaters, long sleeve, whatever you want, man. It is all available on the merch shop there for you guys right now. You got the Chicago flag design, the skyline design, the base logo design, the Riddler inspired IWC's best kept secret design, the Notorious scratch logo design, the only community that matters, the uncrowned kings of the IWC, and the Christmas merch, man. So all 8 of these beautiful designs, again, available in more than just a t-shirt, live on the merch shop right now. That is bonfire.com. Link is at the top of the description of this video, and it is in either mine or Cirque's social media pages, man. So with that, if this is your first time watching, you guys do not know who we are here at the Notorious Heels Podcast. I am Johnny Mayhem, one half of the host of this very show. And as for the other half, we got my man Cirque here. How's it going, man?
Going good, man. It's going good. Just been chilling out, man. Just been chilling out. I guess I'm just waiting for the Rumble weekend, man. That's gonna be a good one, man. But everything's been normal, man. Everything's been pretty chill, man. But like Durante always asks, man, how's life? How's the family? How's the family? Family's good, man. Life's been good, man. What about you, Durante? What about you, Logan? What's up, Logan? What about everybody in chat, man? What about you, bro? How you doing?
Yeah, man, I'm good, bro. I'm good. I'm chilling, man. I'm chilling. I can't wait to talk about this fucking fantastic edition of AEW Dynamite that we got this week.
Oh,
That
yeah.
was their big show. Although it was missing one person that was very controversial among the fans, it was a fantastic show. And as Durante always asks, man, I'm good. My brother, family's good. What about you, Durante? What about you, Logan? Everybody else in chat, man. Um, well, man. Man.
It
What
happened.
what did we think of Raw? I will say this: there was so last week there was a lot of Vince McMahon isms on the show. This week was less, but there are still things that I don't like. They brought Omo back to television, put him back with MVP. Didn't really like that. I enjoyed the kind of faster paced main event. Towards the end of the main event, I thought the main event was good. I thought it was a interesting step towards this Hurt Business tease. Um, how was the game? Who won it? The Bucks or the Cowboys? Did the Cowboys finally win a playoff game? But there was I like the stuff in the beginning. I like the stuff in the beginning. I like the little bit of I like the Judgment Day and Bloodline stuff we got. I mean, it wasn't the most spectacular thing in the world. It was better than last week, definitely, because last week was just a fucking creative blunder. Last week was a creative fucking blunder, but I mean, oh my god, damn. Wow, Tom Brady's gone, man. Do you think this will be his final year? Who knows, man? Probably not. So Logan could finally be happy that Tom Brady's finally gone. But yeah, I thought it was better than last week personally. I didn't think it was the most fucking spectacular thing in the world. I thought there was some Vince McMahonisms that were in there that fucking blew, obviously. And then I thought there were some Triple H-isms that were in there that were that were pretty decent, if I'm giving my honest opinion.
Definitely, man. Definitely. I mean, it was one of those shows that kind of just happened. I mean, it was definitely better than last week, but that's not saying much of anything. Cowgirl. Damn, Durante. But yeah, Raw. Hey, it kind of fucking happened, man. I mean, it was all right. Some good stuff, a decent amount of bad stuff, a decent amount of things to worry about, to be honest. But it definitely wasn't last week, which is already back to the idea of this. But if it was better than last week, then it was all right, man.
Absolutely, absolutely.
That's a scary presence to
La-
have back.
last week was a creative blunder in the terms of it was almost scary how much Vince McMahon isms that were in that show. I mean, it was an insane amount of fucking Vince McMahon isms in that show, and it was pretty scary, man. We were also missing Sami Zayn from the Bloodline segment, which kind of sucked. I think him and Dominic could have made for a funny promo exchange, but in my honest opinion, I thought the show was better than last week. In saying that, it's not saying too much. I don't mean that in the terms of saying that the show sucked, but it wasn't it was better. It was better. But man, I mean, you still just have that thought when you're watching these WWE shows, man, of how much longer are things going to have a little bit of Triple H-isms in it, you know?
Exactly, because it is slowly going away, man. You can see that cloud hanging overhead
Yeah.
every time you watch one of these shows, man. It's just like, when am I gonna start seeing more and more?
Yeah, man. So, to start you guys off with AEW Dynamite, we have another edition of Dynamite from the LA Forum, the Kia Forum. And this was weird because on this episode of AEW Dynamite, they had these new guardrails, they had these new barricade covers, and they weren't like a single piece barricade. It was all one big strip. It was all one big strip with the red and blue, with the 3D white AEW logo that, we're seeing. And then there was new ring aprons with the red and the blue on it too. Obviously the same stage as the premiere from last week. But dude, I mean, where the fuck was this shit on the premiere?
Yeah,
If
I don't
this
know why they
was
saved it for this episode.
Yeah, if this was the case, I don't understand why they didn't. I mean, I get, first Dynamite of the year, but then if that's the case, I mean, unless the shit wasn't ready in time,
That's the only explanation I could think of.
unless the ring aprons the ring aprons and the ring barricades weren't ready in time, I don't know why they didn't just do it for this episode. But I guess, I guess to also make this episode feel a little special in its own right. But dude, what'd you think of the new presentation, man? Well, the new additions to the new presentation.
I like it, man. I like it. It feels really fresh, man. I mean, it feels really fresh. I like it, man. I like it. I like the colors. Yeah, I think it looks good, man. I like how it's a cohesive barricade. You got that delayed shipping. I sort of got apparently. I think it's a nice new look, man. I like it, man. I like it. I like the lights, man. It reminds us of us. Reminds me of us, and
It
that
does.
just that just makes me happy, bro. I know they watched it, man. But I liked it, man. I liked it a lot. What do you think of it?
Me too. I actually really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed the new, because that was the one thing that just looked odd to me was we had a new stage and new colors, and I said this on last week's Unscripted. We had a new stage and we had new colors, but the ring and the ringside area looked the exact same. So it was a little weird. It was a little weird, I thought, why they didn't update that, but we go into this episode and it's updated. So it looked really nice. It looked really nice and clean, man. And I was really messing with it. I thought it was real nice, man. So yeah. So that brings us into the opening contest, which kind of shocked me that this opened. I didn't think this match in particular would open the show. But Jon Moxley versus Adam Hangman Page opened the show. So obviously Hangman finally got cleared for competition, even though he's been cleared for a while. Hangman and Moxley opened the show in what was a damn good open. It was a physical open. This was one of the things that used to annoy me about WWE a lot. Is I remember the 2 years in a row AJ Styles had blood feuds with people, or no, sorry, the WWE Championship. The WWE Championship had AJ Styles and Samoa Joe, and Samoa Joe was coming at this man's family, talking about him horribly in horrible ways, and AJ Styles would just start the match like a normal wrestling match, like he was not pissed off at Samoa Joe.
Literally.
So my reason in mentioning that is this match picked up like that, bro. I mean, they immediately went after each other like they had a problem with each other, because they do have a problem with each other, and they started it off just trading punches, and it was really great. It was really great. This was a really a great open, man. Again, very physical contest to open the show, man, and it was really good, man. It was really good. Both of these guys can hit hard. Both of these guys know that Japan style, so you knew this was gonna be a banger going into it, and they put on another great match, man. As Jon Moxley, even though he's not in the world title situation, is still just doing great stuff, bro. He's still doing great stuff, and he continues to be solid. Guys like Jon Moxley are the reason why I stress being the most technically sound wrestler doesn't really matter. If you can have a connection with the audience, and still be serviceable, but Jon Moxley's way above serviceable. If you can have a connection with the audience, bro, and you can just put on great hard-hitting contests, it doesn't matter. I know a lot of people give Jon Moxley flack, but in my books, he is great.
Definitely, man. Definitely. I really liked how this match opened the show. I thought it made sense in their feud too. If you think about it, they want to fight each other so bad. They both want to go first. I like that element. They just started just fighting at the start of that match. No fucking, they didn't lock up first and shit. I hate when they would do that. When they do that in matches where they're like pissed at each other and then they just
lock
lock
up.
up.
Like, bro,
Like,
hit
bro.
him. Don't make no
But
sense, man.
I thought it was a really good, hard-hitting match, man. Two people you care about, man. And I like where this feud is. And I like this feud, man. I like it a lot. And Jon Moxley is fucking one of the best, man. He really is, man. He was my man of the year for a reason, man. So unanimous. He was our man of the year in general, man. So definitely, man. I thought this was a really good open Dynamite, man. And the match lived up to the hype.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yes, it really did. Again, man, a lot of people give Jon Moxley flack for, not being the most technically sound in the ring, or not being Will Ospreay, but he is okay to me, man. I mean, I don't see nothing wrong with Jon Moxley. In fact, I think Jon Moxley is fantastic. So, with that, yes, Adam Hangman Page hits him with a discus lariat to the back of the head, or to his back, and then he would flip that into a buckshot lariat to win the match. And after the match, while Hangman was celebrating, Jon Moxley gave Hangman the, wicked lariat that, concussed him and put him out of action for 2 months. And it seemed like Jon Moxley was a little winded after this lariat, so he almost got him back. Jon Moxley looked like, he wasn't even on planet Earth anymore when, selling these. And one thing I love about Hangman is he was in the ring and he looked remorseful. I love how this is another spoke on Hangman's character arc, if you will. He did all this to get back at Jon Moxley and to hurt him back, and he almost kind of felt a little bad about it. So these are the things from Hangman that I miss seeing.
exactly the layers of wanting to be a really good person, but doing the stuff you got to do. I love that a lot with that Hangman character, man.
Absolutely, bro. So that was the opening segment to AEW Dynamite, and wow, well, then we have Tony Schiavone in the ring. And this is kind of what I thought was a little weird. I mean, I know they have history, and it's not good history. I'm dead. So, so I know they have history, and it's not good history, but it's history nonetheless. Tony Schiavone is standing in the ring, and he says, "Who I'm about to announce, I have no pleasure in announcing," or something, or "It is with no pleasure I announce to you." And I was like, what? With no pleasure? I don't know if he fucked his lines up, or that's not really something you say when you're having a returning talent who we would come to find out is returning as a babyface, and then you announce him by saying, I have no pleasure in announcing him. I mean,
It's true. I don't think about it like that.
And Tony Schiavone wasn't even in the ring when this man got in the ring. So I don't know why he couldn't have just said, "It is my pleasure to announce to you," drop the pause. That was another thing I noticed that AEW's been doing with their production. They didn't not say once this man's name. They let the music tell the story. I used to hate. I remember specifically the Raw after Mania 34 when Nia Jax had a mystery partner and she said, "My partner, Ember Moon." I mean, save the fucking pop for when the music comes on. It's the littlest production. It's the littlest production thing ever, but it just makes for such a cooler moment. So Tony Schiavone says, "I have no pleasure in introducing our next guest." And he, lets it, hits that quiet mark. And none other than Adam Cole. Adam Cole's music hits, bro. Dude.
Oh,
This was such an amazing segment, bro. Adam Cole is back, bro, and it is awesome, dude. It is really awesome. I have really missed Adam Cole. And dude, I mean, this was just incredible, bro. I genuinely, sat up off my seat when I heard his music, because I was like, holy shit. I did not expect that, not one bit, bro. I was like, holy shit. Because I was just stunned. That he was back in AEW again, keeping Adam Cole a huge secret, because if you guys remember, for All Out 2021, nobody had heard a fucking thing about Adam Cole going into that show. All we knew was that he was a free agent and he was weighing his options, and that was it.
And he just showed up, and that shit was sick, and it was the same vibe tonight, or Wednesday night.
Dude, it was awesome, bro. It was awesome. So he gets in the ring. And he says, looking like Nathan Drake. He had his like beige to like brownish, and he had his white tank top on, and he had like his beige like brownish jacket. I'm like, my God. So he looked like a badass, though. So he gets in the ring, and he says his, who's ready for story time with Adam Cole, baby. And he says, I've been thinking about what I was going to say all day, and it's kind of a good news, bad news scenario. Crowd booed, as I was like, oh, fuck. Please. I was like, dude, I could. The first thing that I thought was, oh, man, he's going to tell us that he can't wrestle, because why would you debut him just for him to say, well, I'm back, but I'm not cleared yet, so.
I was like, damn. That shit. How long is he gonna be out if he just has to come back here and be like, "Yeah, I still exist, but I'll have to be gone for a while." Like I thought it was about to be like that.
So yeah, seriously, I could have, man, I had a feeling, I had a really bad feeling, and I'm very glad I was wrong that I, you know, I was not right that, Adam Cole, because when he said he had bad news, I was like, oh man, I was like, do not fucking say you're not going to be able to ever wrestle again, or for a while or something, because what would be the point of bringing him back for this episode? So he begins to state that, I back in May when I was first here, I was all banged up. I had torn, I think he said torn ligaments in his shoulder. He had torn ligaments in his shoulder, and he just came off a serious head injury. And then right after that, at Forbidden Door, he got another one, and he's been out ever since. And he began to say that he was, up all night. In his heart, his anxiety was through the roof, and he was just having panic attacks. And because he didn't know what was happening, and he said that Britt would get up in the middle of the night and ask him what was wrong, and he would tell her he doesn't know what's happening to him. Oh man, it was so sad. And he began to start thanking the audience for their support. He said wrestling is a give and take sport, and we give you our performance, and in exchange you give us appreciation. And he said for the past 6 months, he hasn't been able to give us anything, and we still showed so much love for him, and he was very appreciative to be back. And this is what interested me the most, to be back in the best professional wrestling company on the planet. That's interesting, considering who is, for now, who is running creative, so they say. I use that term loosely. Considering Triple H is on the other side of the coin, Adam Cole stood out in front of a live audience and said AEW is the place to be still, even after all that's happened. So that made me smile, because a guy like Adam Cole,
Easily go over there.
yes, a guy like Adam Cole easily could have been one of those guys that bitched and complained that he's unhappy. He's unhappy all of a sudden, even though before Triple H took over, you were content with being in the middle of AEW's card, or the lower end of their card. He could have been one of those guys who all of the sudden got upset, and wanted to make a stand on it all of the sudden, and he could have went back over. Guys like Swerve and Keith Lee did the same thing, bro. These are guys that are big stars and could easily go back to WWE if they wanted, and they could have bitched and complained and set out their press release on Twitter saying that they no longer want to be with All Elite Wrestling, like a certain luchador, or Mr. Black Mask himself. These are guys that are huge stars that opted to stay with AEW. So it was really cool to see that he still wants to be there. So
Exactly.
that was the most interesting part to me, and I forgot to mention that up on breaking news is, all that news breaks about WWE on Tuesday and Wednesday possibly selling to the Saudis, and the Saudis being the front runner, and this stuff pretty much being sold in principle. And if you idiots don't believe that, again, get your head out of your ass, because, well, I won't elaborate too much into it because we have a breaking news episode for that, but it's they're the front runners, bro. That's just how it is. So, with all that, and then AEW puts on a great show like this, and then you have Adam Cole to go out there, one of Triple H's guys, to go out there and say this is the best professional wrestling company on the planet is a wonderful thing to see, and it's crazy, and it goes to show the mindset of a talent who actually cares about their career and isn't willing to just jump ship because of Triple H taking over, and that might not have been the best choice for the people that blatantly just left AEW, because things might not be all that great for them. So it was really crazy to hear Adam Cole say that. It was really crazy to hear Adam Cole say that, because he did not have to say that line at all. He did not have to say that line at all, and he did. So it was cool to see. And he said he was reading a tweet, and he said, "I don't care if Adam Cole ever wrestles again." And then he paused, and I was like, damn. I was like, well, babyface Adam Cole was kind of cool while it lasted, because I thought that was going to be the switch of him then starting to bring up the fans that are assholes type thing. And
Definitely.
so he said that part, and I was like, oh, damn. I was like, well, that kind of sucks. But then he finished it by saying, I just want him to be okay. And he talked to the audience, and he just thanked us. So to you, Adam Cole, you are very welcome. And we are so glad you are okay, because,
Literally.
man,
Damn.
missed Adam Cole, bro. Fucking
Swear,
missed
man.
Adam Cole. So yeah, man. So Adam Cole, so he said, I want you, after he got done thanking the audience, he said, I want you fans to mark this day in your calendar. This is going to be the day that a new Adam Cole is born. This is going to be the day where Adam Cole starts his rise to the top of the mountain in AEW. And I think off this promo, I think we have a pretty good idea on who exactly he's talking about, or what exactly he's talking about doing. No mention of the Elite, no mention of Kenny Omega, which is, I mean, you kind of have no choice. I mean, it's going to be cool when Adam Cole can eventually face Kenny Omega, but in terms of trios, you got nothing there, really. I mean,
Kyle's still going to be out for how long?
Yeah, Kyle had neck fusion surgery, so that's not a light surgery.
No.
Bobby Fish is still trying to figure out where the fucking lie is, and Adam Cole, and not to mention Adam Cole is babyface now, and the Elite are babyface because they defended AEW, and everybody loves the Elite. Can I see the Elite turning heel for CMFTR? Yes.
Oh, yeah.
But I can also kind of see CMFTR coming in as heels, but I really don't, because everybody loves a lot of people.
When he comes back too.
Exactly. Well, that might be split, man. He might be getting the John Cena reaction.
I think he'll definitely be getting John Cena, but it won't be as booed as a lot of people think.
No, I think a lot of people have gotten over it, to be honest. I think everybody kind of wants to just move past it.
Exactly.
And Punk clearly still loves professional wrestling. I mean, he was posting pictures with Brody King outside of the forum, whether that was from the first time, which I don't know if it was the first time, because that was the night Punk broke his foot, and they haven't been back since, so it could have been the night before the show or something. But
Yeah, that's true.
We don't know when those pictures were from, but yeah, because Brody King was with the company, last year around this time. So who knows? But it is. Oh, and then did you see what Dax reposted?
Yeah, I did. That's crazy. That's dope.
Yeah, Dax reposted a picture of CM Punk and FTR from Double or Nothing, where they were all holding up their belts, and the caption read, "I hope to someday see them face the Elite." I don't know, man.
It's happening, man. Something's happening, but I heard something big happen on BTE too about that, so I'll have to watch that.
Definitely. So, no mention of the Elite or nothing like that here. So he said this is going to be the day Adam Cole rises to the top of AEW, or And then he capped it off by saying there's going to be a new man at the top of the mountain here in AEW, and his name, and he dropped the mic and did his Adam Cole baby, which was super fucking cool. Super cool way to end the promo. Adam Cole is babyface. He seems to be like this. He seems to be like this solo, just badass babyface who just wants to climb his way to the top of the company. This renegade almost, if you will. And bro, I'm digging this. This was one of the things me and you mentioned when he came. We mentioned in 2021 All Out, we mentioned if Adam Cole wouldn't have kicked Jurassic Express and not aligned with the Elite, I wouldn't have hated it because he looked badass as fuck going out there by himself.
He's sick as fuck by himself. I like it a lot.
Yeah, he is. He really, really is, man. And he can talk his ass off. He's just got like a really cool swagger about himself. And and obviously, nothing needs to be said about Adam Cole in the ring that we already don't know. So Adam Cole's just that dude, bro. That's just what it boils down to. He looked great. He looked great, man, and this was an awesome comeback for him. And I mean, shit. Now that I know they're actually going with Adam Cole as a babyface and a solo babyface at that, I'm throwing Adam Cole's name in the hat to beat MJF. I say either Adam Cole or Darby Allin.
Man, I would say either one of those two, man, I think are perfect to beat MJF, bro. I think so, man. But that return was awesome, man. I didn't expect it at all. That shit was awesome as fuck. And it's fucking awesome seeing him back, man. I love it. And when he said that the bad news was for the locker room,
How the fuck did I forget about that part, bro?
Not dead.
So yes, God, I can't believe it. So yes, and then he said in the bad news, and there was this moment where he kind of like put his head down. And he just looked sad as shit. And then he just looks up with this just mean ass face, and I was like, and then I kind of, I kind of smiled because I was like, I see what you did here. And then he said the bad news. Well, you see, the bad news isn't for me. Huge crowd pop. And then he said the bad news is for the AEW locker room, and that's when he started about there's gonna be a new guy at the top of the mountain. So, dude, it was awesome. But sorry, continue with what you were saying.
Oh yeah, man. I mean, it was just an awesome return, man. I like the way everything went, man. And I really, really like this solo babyface Adam Cole. I think it's a really good path for him. I love it a lot. I really like it.
Yes, absolutely, bro. Absolutely. It was amazing. It was so amazing, bro. It was so amazing. It was really, really good. So that is the new direction for Adam Cole, and it looks pretty fucking cool, man. All right, man. So next we have the tag team match between CMFT, bruh. Nah, not yet. What the fuck? We have the tag team match. I got them on the mind. Not CMFTR versus the Elite, guys. Not yet, man. Not yet. We in fact, worse. We have Big Bill. Big Cass is so great, but the name is just holding him back, dog. I mean, where you're telling me, Tony Khan, you are telling me you would rather have Big Bill and Lee Moriarty than Big Cass and Enzo Amore. Come on, bro.
Sense and all.
Bruh, you're telling me you don't want the crowd chanting SAWFT? Come on, bro. You gotta be bullshitting yourself.
It should be.
They were so fucking over, bro. And Dax said it on his podcast, too. He said Enzo gets so much flack for not being the most technically gifted wrestler on the planet, but his mic work alone just carries the act. It carries the act. And Enzo and Cass, if Enzo and Cass are in there with You're very welcome. You're very welcome. So, if Enzo and Cass are in there with guys like the Revival, I mean, dude, you're good, bro. You're like, they put
And
on some pretty good matches.
if guys like that to their level also like them and think their promo work is enough, then everyone should think that, man. Like, come on.
Absolutely. Absolutely, man. So, yes, you're welcome, Dad. Merry Christmas. Big Bill and Lee Moriarty, who I actually like Lee Moriarty's song. I think it fits him. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I like Lee Moriarty's song, Mr. Logan. So, Manager Logan. So, yes, Big Bill and Lee Moriarty are going up against Jungle Hook. They're going up against Jungle Hook. And this match was it was pretty good. It was pretty good, man. I mean, it was I mean, Jungle Hook was cool to watch, man. I love Lee Moriarty. I think Lee Moriarty is fucking fantastic. I think they have him in such a bad role. I think you can put him. I don't want him. I don't want him to. I don't think I would want Moriarty to be put in a faction that is already made, but I would like to see him in a group. I would like to see him in a legit group where I think they can actually capitalize on him as a professional wrestler. There's not really any groups that are really like that in AEW that I can at least think of. Like maybe a group that is as serious as the Blackpool Combat Club. You know, a group like that, I think obviously he can do great in. But this firm shit, man, and again, Big Cass is fantastic. He really is. But the name is just going to hold him back, bro. The name, you're just not getting over with the name Big Bill. I mean, that's just what it is. Yes, so Jungle Hook was trying to Hook was trying to, get the T-bone suplex on Big Bill, and he wasn't having it, so Jungle Boy kicked him in the back, and then Hook was able to get his spot in where he gave him the T-bone suplex. Morrissey sold it fantastically. He just looked around, and you could hear him mouthing, "What the fuck?" So Jungle Hook won, and it looks like they were, promoting this as a one-time thing. So I think this is it for them, and I honestly really wouldn't mind this group staying together. I think this could buy time until Christian Cage comes back, and then we can get Christian Cage and Luchasaurus versus Jungle Hook. And then you can turn Hook heel after that, and then you can maybe turn Hook heel after that exchange and maybe do something like that, man.
Definitely, man. I like that path a lot, man. Because you definitely need to keep Jungle Boy busy up until Christian comes back, and I think that's the perfect way, really. I really like Jungle Hook. I like it.
Me too.
Better than fucking Hookhausen, I'll tell you that.
Oh, God. Who did I say?
Yeah, I think you said Jungle Boy and Hook. Yeah, we want them to be Jungle Hook.
Yeah.
That's what they were calling them.
Yeah, Jungle. Yeah, that's what they were calling them. Yes, Jungle Hook I think would be cool for the time being because they're both great. They work very well together. And like I said, this can buy time until Christian Cage comes back. After you get done after you get done telling that story, then you can have Hook turn heel. Maybe have Jungle Boy and Hook feud. Then I would say feud over the FTW title, but who gives a fuck about that? I don't know, man. I would definitely say keep them together.
Definitely, bro. Definitely.
Yeah. So after this, we got some celebrity guy getting made fun of by Orange Cassidy and fucking Danhausen in the back.
No
Bro,
idea who that was.
Danhausen, I don't know how much they paid him, but they better have given him a low ball contract, because there ain't no way you are paying somebody out the ass who literally is just involved with backstage segments.
Dude, I don't know who the fuck is buying that merch. I almost never seen anybody in a Danhausen shirt, man, but apparently he's selling merch like crazy, but I don't
I
get
don't
it,
know
bro.
how. He's never on TV, and when he is on TV, it's just nauseating garbage.
I've seen his merch before. He's got decent merch, but he doesn't have like 2017 Bullet Club era level
I
merch, you know?
know, for real.
Like what? That shit's
Oh, that
what?
was what an era for merch.
That shit
2018, bro. All the
crazy.
undisputed merch, the Bullet
Oh,
Club, the Firing Squad. Oh man,
that shit
the Black Heart,
goaded.
bro. The Black Heart shirt, in my opinion, Tommaso Ciampa's Black Heart shirt, in my honest opinion, is the greatest piece of wrestling merchandise ever created.
Definitely one of them, bro. Definitely one of the best, man.
And
It,
that is up there with like the Bullet Club shirt and like the Firing Squad shirt. Like that's up there with that kind of merch for me, bro. I mean, just the little stars in the skull, like the upside down stars that mean the devil. Oh, bro, it was
oh,
so
that's so
fucking
sick.
sick.
That was the sickest thing ever, man. But
Yeah.
dude, I don't get the point to Danhausen, bro. I don't get it. I don't get it. I really don't. I don't get the hype. I don't get what he's there for. I don't get any of it.
Danhausen, again, if you ain't lowballing his contract, you are getting absolutely robbed. He does not wrestle. He is involved in ridiculous comedy segments. He was involved in ridiculous comedy segments, dude. I mean, it was last year was pretty good, man. And based on the shirt I'm wearing, bro, we're off to a good start this year, man. But I doubt anything will ever be as goated as 2018, bro. But I will say, last year was pretty good. We did get some cool Punk shirts. We got Blackpool Combat Club merch is always fucking fire. Is
It's cool.
always it's just cool merch, bro. It's just really cool
It's
merch.
great.
They just got cool sayings and just it's
Cool
really
logo.
nice. Mm-hmm.
A cool logo can take a group so far, from the NWO
Yes.
to the Bullet Club to back to the Blackpool Combat Club, man.
Mm-hmm.
They all got the same formula of merch.
Yeah.
White shirt, I mean, black shirt, white letters, but they always manage to make it so good, man.
Yes. Yes. Absolutely.
Exactly, Logan. If he's making all that money from merch, you need to pay him that much.
Dude, I mean it is ridiculous, bro. I mean, what are you here for, man? I mean, if we wanted a nice novelty act, I mean, we have fucking Orange Cassidy, man. He was fine.
Literally,
At least I can laugh at Orange Cassidy sometimes.
literally, I can't laugh at Danhausen, bro.
No.
Again, I don't get it. I don't get the appeal.
Like original Orange Cassidy, man's was funny as hell.
That
Man's
man
was
was
funny as hell.
very
I'll never forget
hilarious.
that Young Buck street fight where they opened the fucking bathroom door and he was just standing there. I miss that
Shit,
Orange Cassidy, bro.
swear to God, I don't know what happened to him, man.
Yeah, yeah, get him out of here, bro. I mean, just a useless contract, dude. Useless fucking
Literally.
contract. All right, bro. Konosuke Takeshita, bro. Konosuke Takeshita is standing out in the ring waiting for his match against Bryan Danielson as none other than MJF's music hits. Bruh. This was the beginning. this was the beginning of the end for everybody involved. I mean, dude, this shit was fucking hilarious, bro. This shit was fucking hilarious. MJF gets in the ring, looks at Takeshita, and he says to him, "Konnichiwa." Bro, as soon as he said that, I was like, "Oh no." Dude, this was Comedy Central right here, bro. This promo, I tweeted it out, was one of the funniest fucking segments I've ever seen in a wrestling show, dude. It was fucking hilarious. And again, if you got offended by any of this, grow a pair, bro. We all know how MJF is. He told a kid in a wheelchair to stand up and take a picture with him before. We all know how MJF is. I mean, come on, dude. And again, stop being fucking pussies, bro. This is why I hate when people have to walk on such a thin line with everything they say, and I hate when people have to walk on eggshells around social media, around everything they say, because people are just so fucking sensitive. And again, we all fucking know how MJF is. So I mean, please, bro. I mean, please. It's just grow up, man. We all know how MJF is. I mean, it is not to be taken seriously, like he actually means the shit.
Right. I mean, I guess so. Moved from looking over there to looking back here.
There you
Well,
go.
I looked over here, actually, not this way, that way.
Yeah, man. So, yes, we all know how MJF is, bro. He is not to be taken seriously when he says stuff like this, because we all fucking know how MJF is. And again, I hate when comedy has to be lowered down because people are sensitive and people have to walk on eggshells. I mean, bruh, get over it, bro. Get over it. So,
Really?
gotta love cancel culture, man. That is why I 9 times out of 10 do not care about cancel culture. It is, and 9 times out of 10, if people were to cancel MJF and he were to get suspended because of this, by now nobody would care about it anymore. Everybody would just be like, "Oh yeah, that shit was funny." I mean, come on, bro. This shit was hilarious.
Literally.
Hate cancel culture. I genuinely cannot stand it with a passion. So he says, "Konnichiwa, bud." And I was like, "Oh no." So then he says, "I've been looking all over the Twitter and the Reddit, and these people seem to think you're a big deal." He says, "I'm going to be honest, I haven't watched a lick of your stuff. I fast forward to the best part of every episode of Dynamite, and that is, my part." So he says, "Man, what was your name again? Is it, hold on, I got it on the tip of my tongue. Take a shitta?" Bro, bro, that broke me in half, bro. I genuinely just broke. I just started dying fucking laughing. It was so funny. It was oh god, it was so funny. So he says, he says, "You know what? Whatever it is, I don't need you to take one in your pants tonight. I really need you to beat Bryan Danielson. You got that?" And he puts the mic up to Takeshita. Takeshita starts going off on him in Japanese, and he says, he says to him, look, buddy, around here we speak American. You got that? Do you think you can do that for me?" And then he said something along the lines, after Takeshita Oh, wait, no, that was after. So he says, "You think you could do that for me, buddy?" And he puts the mic up to his face again. And MJF, it's just the way he, like, laughs at himself and, like, the way he laughs at his own jokes and struts around the ring with his arms in the air is just so, he's just such a dork. It is just so fucking funny, bro. So he just struts around the ring like a fucking dork, and it's just so funny, dude. So he puts the mic up to Takeshita's mouth, and Takeshita says, "Kiss my ass." And then MJF grabs the mic and he says, "Wow." And I thought Danielson was a bad public speaker. So he pushes Takeshita. Takeshita pushes him back, and he tells Aubrey to get him out of the ring. He tells him to get him out of the ring or he's going to get fined. And he says to LA, LA, you guys are just a bunch of nerds. And he says so, he's like, yeah, I said it. So he begins to say something about, he begins to say, so I hear you guys are saying that I can't last an hour in an Iron Man match with Danielson. And he says, well, people, why don't you ask your mama? Why don't you ask your sister? And why don't you ask your skank girlfriend just how long MJF can last? And he fucking struts around the ring, and at this point in the night, bro, I'm just dying. I was fucking laid back in my recliner, just fucking hysterically laughing. So he struts around the ring, makes his way back around to the hard cam, and he says, you know, I am the real Iron Man of professionaling because I'm all about pinning shoulders to mats and banging rats. And he fucking starts strutting again.
Gyrating.
He starts fucking strutting again. Oh, yeah, not to mention, after he said the skank girlfriend line, he just starts fucking gyrating in the fucking camera. Bro, so he says he's all about pinning shoulders on mats and banging rats. And then he just starts fucking strutting around the ring again like an asshole. And, bro, oh man, it was just so fucking funny. It really was.
Yeah.
This was one of the funniest fucking segments I've ever seen. And honestly, one of the things I found so funny was just him just saying stupid shit and then just strutting around the ring like he's the fucking baddest motherfucker ever. It was just so funny.
He was like spitting bars, like bro thought he was just bro, I loved it. I love his attitude during these segments.
MJF, bro. MJF is fucking MJF. I swear to God, he really is a treasure, bro. It is January 11th at this point, at the time this promo took place, and this man is already making a play for I mean, if it wasn't, you know, saying that Bryan Danielson's mother sleeps with goats, I mean, bro, if it wasn't that, and now this promo alone, bro, this has got to be a nominee for Moment of the Year. And MJF's already proven his case for possibly male superstar of the year already, just off these segments, bro. This man is hilarious. So he starts talking to one of the celebrities in the front row. I cannot remember his name. Do you remember his name? He's like the Asian guy.
His name, man.
I can't remember his name, but he was talking about how, you know, he's in the house, and he said, you know what? How about you guys go ahead and watch his show every, what was it? It was like, why don't you guys go ahead and watch his show every Monday, you know, on ABC. Oh, wait a minute. It's canceled, bro. And then he turns his attention to somebody that everybody loves, one of the greatest storytellers in professional wrestling, Freddie Prinze Jr. Freddie. So he starts naming off, you know, movies that Freddie has been in. And then he starts making fun of the fans for giving him a Freddy chant. And he says, you know what? The only thing I remember you in was talking. He says, I don't remember those movies because I'm not a dinosaur. Freddy, by the way, is just standing in the front row, just dying laughing at MJF, just fucking burying him. He is loving this. And he he said the only thing I remember Freddy from was talking to an animatronic dog. And Freddy, that makes you a Scooby-Dooby douchebag.
That shit had me dying, bruh.
Bro, Freddy was dying laughing. MJF's again strutting around the fucking ring like an asshole. Dude, this was one of the funniest fucking segments I've ever heard in my entire life. So then he goes to say, I'm better than you, and then Danielson's music hits. Dr. Ken, that's what the show was. Danielson comes out, runs to the ring, and I swear to you, I've never seen somebody run up that ramp so fast. MJF, even Taz said, by the time he gets done running, he's gonna be in Colorado because he was fucking bolting it out of there, bro.
The way he was running was hilarious. His back was so straight when he was running. It was fucking hilarious, man.
Bro, my God. Mans was fucking booking it, bro. Mans was booking it. It was so hilarious. Dude, MJF is a national treasure, and dude, if he holds this title all year, which I think he will, Mans is really going to make a serious play for Superstar of the Year. Because this shit, if he continues to do stuff like this all year,
it's just going to be an amazing year, man. God damn.
This is going to be one hell of a year for AEW. I'll tell you that, bro. So, next we have Bryan Danielson. We go right into Bryan Danielson versus Takeshita. Dude, this was fucking fantastic, bro. This was fantastic.
An amazing match, bro. An amazing segment into an amazing match. You love to see it, man. Takeshita is amazing.
Yes,
Daniel Bryan
he is a star.
God damn it. Bryan Danielson is Bryan Danielson, man. And that was just a perfect mix of in-ring people, man. I love it.
No question. I would love to see this match one day in higher stakes. It was so fucking good, man. I would love to see this, whether it's for a championship, whether it's for, I don't know, whether it's for something, man. I don't really know what, just higher stakes in general, whether it's for a championship or just in a higher stakes match, the end of a Owen Hart Cup or something like that. I mean, this was so good. I really enjoyed this one. Danielson, that's the thing about Takeshita. Dude has star written all over him. It's just a matter of getting him to the point where he's starting to win, because he's in great showcases, but he's losing. You know what I mean? And I think once we get him to the point where where they're ready to, because we know they want to push him, and Tony Khan has big plans for him. But once we start getting to that point where, he's picking up some victories, sky is the limit for him, bro. I mean, he is the next Nakamura. In terms of American level popularity, a Japan talent with American level, a huge amount of popularity in the States. It's Takeshita, bro. He's so fucking good, and he's one of those guys, bro, where he's literally getting over just based off his work rate alone. I mean, this guy stood in the middle of the ring aprons, in the middle of the ropes, walked to the top of the rope, stood on top of the rope, and did a springboard swanton. I ain't never seen no shit like that, bro. Takeshita's fucking amazing, bro. He is amazing. He really is.
He truly is, man. He really is. The man's amazing, bro. He's gonna be the future, man, and I can't wait to see that, man. I can't wait to see it come through.
Absolutely. Absolutely, dude. No question about it. He put on a banger of a match with Bryan Danielson here. Super hard hitting. Danielson, not to mention that brain buster to Danielson on the outside. Those are the things watching Danielson's matches that kind of get me a little bit. Is I don't like seeing him take those bumps.
No, not at
Because
all.
man, I mean, it's just scary, man. It's just scary. But he kicks Takeshita's head in. He does, he does his little kick the head in move, and then he puts him in that new submission. He's got that snare trap, STF kind of look. Well, or like the snare trap, Gargano escape looking move. And Takeshita went out, bro. Danielson showed him respect after the match, and what was my favorite match of the night?
Holy man, oh yeah, definitely my favorite match of the night. It was a really good fucking match. Amazing, man, and it's just amazing to see who's the future, man.
Absolutely. Rock Hard. Juice Robinson challenged Darby Allin to a TNT title match, and that was about it. And speaking of Juice, he challenged him to a TNT Championship match on that episode's edition of Rampage, which Juice lost. So, next up, we got Tony Storm coming out first. Bro.
Bruh.
Tony Storm
Dude.
looked a little pissed. She looked a little pissed because, I'm assuming obvious reasons, she knows none of the fans want her there. Saraya came out next, and that was it. That was it. And then
That's
Britt
crazy.
and Jamie came out to give us the confirmation that there is no Mercedes Moné.
No, not tonight at all. Don't know why the fuck they played it up so fucking crazy about somebody joining in. I, I don't get it, man. I really don't, man. I mean, like Durante said earlier in the chat, Mercedes is gonna come into AEW eventually.
Yes.
I think sometime after her first match with Kairi Sane, she'll be coming in, man. But like,
They're going to
damn.
let New Japan get the honors first.
Exactly, man. Exactly. But like, damn. Was that fucking lame? I didn't give a fuck about this match after it just started and there was nobody. You know what I mean? That shit. They sent Tony out there first, man. They know what they were trying to do with that, man.
Yeah.
Let's just get the booze off first off, man. So
Yes.
they did, man. The booze weren't as bad as I thought. I will say that, man. But like, it's crazy that this
Oh.
was one of the biggest pipes about this episode, and it's one of the most. It's probably the most forgettable thing, at least the match itself, for me about this episode.
So during the match, the pop or the boos weren't that bad. So during the match, the crowd kind of booed once the match got started, but towards the end, bro, when they were trying to B-roll away and they were showing, the B-roll shots for, just upcoming shit, as they started to fade away and as the fans started to see the later tonight graphics on the screen, they fucking booed so bad, and then they went into B-rolls, so they shut the crowd volume off. But bro, it was not good because the way they set it up too. So, by the way, Jamie Hayter got a huge fucking pop. She got a bigger pop than all of them, than all four of them, or all three of them. She got a huge fucking pop, bigger pop than Britt, bigger pop than Saraya and Tony Storm.
Crazy.
Saraya, I don't. So, and the reason, I'm assuming they were booing is because, dude, you built this shit up for a month, just an entire month, just for the partner to be Tony Storm. So,
It was just a match.
It was just a regular tag match of the show, and this originally was one of the matches people were mostly excited for, to figure out who Soraya's tag partner was. So,
And if it was always going to be Tony Storm, and if you don't want to just announce the match straight up, why don't you make it sound like Soraya wasn't just bringing somebody? You could have you could have had her mention that she's grabbing someone from the locker room, some like you know what I mean. Make
mhm,
it believe, even though it's a surprise, that it's somebody already on the roster. You know
exactly,
what I mean? It would have
exactly.
negated all of this.
Yes, absolutely. So bell rings, fans start to boo. They put on a pretty decent tag match. I mean, there was nothing really wrong with it. Jamie Hayter is very hard hitting, and her bits with Tony Storm in this match, fantastic, absolutely fantastic. They put on a really good match. The parts that they were in there, it was hard hitting. It was great. It was no bullshit. Jamie Hayter and Tony Storm's parts, I absolutely loved. Hikaru Shida came out there in the middle of the match, and in the end, she Tony was laid out next to Jamie Hayter and Shida, while the ref had his back turned, threw the kendo stick into the middle of the ring, and Shida tried to act like it was for Tony, but it wasn't, because Tony
Knocked
was not
out?
near that at all. It was
No.
closer to Jamie Hayter. It was closer to Jamie Hayter's arms. It was more closer to Tony's legs. So obviously there was no way she could have grabbed it. Not to mention Tony was looking up, so she couldn't see her. So Britt hits her with the kendo stick, and Jamie Hayter hits Tony Storm with Haterade, as Hikaru Shida is looking shocked, like she doesn't know what the fuck she just did. And that was it, bro. And a lot of people are thinking for Revolution, and I don't know how I feel about this, because your women's championship is not going to be on defense. A lot of people are thinking it's going to be Britt, Shida, and Jamie against Tony Storm, Soraya, and Mercedes Monet. That's kind of what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
Obviously that hasn't, been teased at all or anything like that, but it's interesting,
Big
man.
mover. It definitely is, man. It's an interesting path, man. I don't know how much I'll feel about that, but I don't know. Maybe it could work. I don't know, man. With our pay-per-view cards, to be honest, they really could only fit, at least right now, two women's matches at a time, really. So they'll do a TBS title match on this show. We all know it, and then they'll probably do a way to get everybody in that feud on the show, do a multi-woman thing. So I mean, it kind of makes sense, but I don't know. We'll just see how it plays out for that, man. But that was just, I mean, it happened, I guess.
Yeah.
It stunt momentum of everybody in that women's division.
Yeah, I mean it'll be good, for Soraya coming in, but or sorry, for Mercedes coming in, but I don't know, man. I don't know how I feel about the women's title not being defended on pay-per-view. Those are,
Yeah,
some of their biggest shows, and I think you should defend as many. I think you should defend your most important titles on that show. You don't have to defend the All Atlantic on pay-per-view. You do not have to defend the TBS on pay-per-view, but your big titles, your original,
mhm,
plus the trios titles, I would like to see defended on every pay-per-view. The AEW, TNT, women's, tag, and trios. Those are the belts I
exactly,
need to see defended on pay per view, because they're meaningful championships, or at least they should be. So,
exactly.
and they should be featured in prominent spots. But yeah, man, very interesting, very interesting. I don't know why they would do all that just for it not to end up being Mercedes. So that kind of
Definitely, I
sucks.
thought that was weird.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So that was that segment. Yeah, so we'll have to wait and see for next week what is the deal with Hikaru Shida, man. But I would also like to see Soraya a lot more. I think that, or at least I think they should specify to us whether she's a full-time talent or a part-time talent.
Yeah, let us know, because I have no fucking clue at this point.
Yeah, definitely. So next, we got this Jericho Appreciation Society segment. I definitely think this could have been saved for Rampage or next week's episode of Dynamite, because this significantly took away time from Escalera de la Muerte. So,
Oh
um,
yeah.
so the JAS come out there. The JAS come out there and they are talking about Ricky Starks and Action and Andretti, and then both of them end up coming out here. And this is Action Andretti's first time with a mic, so I like how they're finally getting him on the mic and they're letting him get his reps in. Listen, I've seen a lot of people, absolutely burying this man. He obviously wasn't, Ricky Starks on the mic. He wasn't Chris Jericho on the mic, but that's not to say he was bad. I mean, I thought for his first live promo on television, it was fairly decent. It was
Yeah,
fairly
man, it
decent.
wasn't bad. Better than half those people in fucking NXT, I'll tell you that. But
Yeah,
he ain't bad, man. He's got a lot of the elements, man. He's good in the ring. He's really good in the ring. He's first starting out pretty all right on the mic, especially for starting out, man. I mean, he looks pretty solid, man. He's definitely one of those future guys, man. Liked it.
definitely. Future, upper mid card, possible
Yeah,
talent for sure.
exactly.
So he told Daniel Garcia to shut his mouth because his babysitter Sammy Guevara didn't allow him to talk. Then he mentioned how Sammy Guevara's wife had her hands in between his legs. Obviously, the low blow he's talking about, but we all know what he was trying to say. So then Ricky Starks starts talking to Jake Hager, as Jake told Ricky Starks he's going to slap his face off of his face. Obviously, a callback to the Owen Hart botched promo line from way back when he said something about, I'm going to break your leg out of your leg or something like that. But, obviously, a little Owen reference there for those of you who didn't understand that. So he tells Ricky Starks he's going to slap his face off of his face. And, that was Ricky Starks made fun of fucking Jake Hager's lisp. Oh my god.
He's
That was
dead, bro.
hilarious, bro.
That was funny as hell.
Just making fun of his fucking poor guy's speech impediment.
Literally, bro got a speech impediment. They just roasted his ass
Oh
for it.
god, that was that was funny, but man, it's dark humor, bro. That's some
Swear
dark
to
humor
God,
for you.
damn,
That shit
bro.
was, bro.
We gotta do Brody like that.
I swear, man. So in the main event, we got the Elite. We got the Elite. We have Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks. Kenny Omega came out with the IWGP United States Championship that he won from Will, Kenny's buddy Will.
Yeah.
So the Elite come out, man. Death Triangle come out, and this match got a hot 14 minutes, and that is exactly why I think I love this match. I thought it could have been 10 times better, though. I really thought it could have been 10 times better.
It didn't live up to what it could have been if they gave it more time. Definitely.
100%. 110%. So he, So, they go out there and in 15 minutes give us damn good professional wrestling, but just imagine if that was a 25-minute main event. I mean, imagine.
So amazing. It would have been so much more amazing.
It would have been so good. It would have been so good. Kenny and the Bucks are great. And although I do not like Death Triangle as a trio, I will say to cap off this 7-game series, it
They did well.
it has been pretty good, and they did the best with what they were given. I will say,
Mm-hmm.
had they all been normal matches, this would have
Oh,
grown
so.
so old so quick. I mean,
Oh,
literally,
yeah.
dude, by match 4, everybody was like, bleh. Everybody was like,
Yeah,
it
it is
is what it
alright.
is.
But the fact that they switched it up with the last 3, man, was the perfect idea.
Absolutely. Absolutely, bro. So, yeah, this was really, really good, man. This was really good. The Elite looked like they were going to win a couple times during this match, man. One of the times they were going to win, Alex Oberhantes got involved, which resulted, which was nauseating at first, but it resulted in him getting a V-trigger. So that was very cool to see. There was a spot where Kenny Omega went to do the Terminator dive to Pac. Why did I call him Pac? He went to do the Terminator dive to Pac, and Pac moved out of the way, and Kenny went clean through the table, and it looked so good.
It did.
And then, right as Pac escapes, he goes by the other table, and Matt Jackson jumps off the top rope onto him, and that, again, was another beautiful spot. And I love the little Ray Phoenix attempted save where he was probably about this close from stopping Matt Jackson, but he just couldn't catch him in time. But yeah, man, this was so good. There was a moment here where I thought that the Lucha Bros were when they gave the pile driver to, I want to say, Matt Jackson when they gave the pile driver to Matt on the stair, or on the ladder bridge. I was thinking to myself, man, I'm like, oh my god, bro. I'm like, are they actually gonna have these guys win? Thankfully, they didn't. Kenny Omega ended up giving Ray Phoenix a one-winged angel off that same ladder bridge. So that was very cool to see. And then he made the slow climb. And dramatic climb. It was very dramatic. I thought that he was going to get stopped again, and he grabbed the championships, man. So the winner of the 7-game series is the Elite. They came back down 3-1.
Yeah, man, you love to see it, man. Love it. Although the match was definitely shorter than it should have been, man. Awesome ending, man, and awesome winners, bruh. They picked the right ones.
No question. No question, man. And the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega finally, man, 4 months later, get their titles back. Awesome.
Damn.
Awesome,
Crazy.
awesome, awesome. Yes, this was awesome to see, man. This was awesome to see. Nothing, to my knowledge, really happened on Rampage. Bray Wyatt cut a very, very, very good promo on Bray Wyatt cut a very good promo on SmackDown. Today, I see a lot of people growing tired with Bray Wyatt already. So, in the terms of we've been seeing Uncle Howdy too much without an answer, I understand you. I think they've maybe been showing him a little too much. And this is a problem with Alexa Bliss being on Monday Night Raw. This is a problem with Alexa Bliss being on Monday Night Raw. Is now we are possibly seeing double the Uncle Howdy. But if it in the long run, is going to tell the story they want to tell. I'm willing to wait and see where it goes. But I could see why the fickle. Well, all wrestling fans are fickle, but some are just like some of them are just super fickle. So I could see why the super fickle people are getting tired of it. But again, I will say I understand you in the terms of we've just been seeing him too long with no answers. But guys, could you guys at least just fucking hold off until the Royal Rumble? Because I think we're going to get something huge at the Royal Rumble. And I think it's going to be great, man. So, Bray Wyatt cut a promo, really, really, really good promo on SmackDown. He cut a really good promo on SmackDown where he was in the rocking chair and he was talking like old cult leader Bray. I don't know what this is. This kind of worried me as well because you remember how Vince McMahon would always kind of want to have him like go back to his old gimmick, and he would always make Bray, just be the eater of worlds here, but then Vince wanted like a Bray Wyatt's greatest hits character where he just
he wanted Bray Wyatt to be when Matt Hardy was fucking
yes,
switching into the different gimmicks.
yes,
That's what Vince wants out of a guy like Bray. He wants him to do them all at the same time. It's like that don't fit like that though.
So I don't know if this was just a confession promo, because he almost kind of confessed to letting Uncle Howdy in a little bit, and it was a little weird. I hope Bray Wyatt's not trying to fast track the story to get as much out of it because he's afraid of being fired again. He sat in his rocking chair and he said, he said, revel in what you are, which was the first thing that Uncle Howdy always tells him. And then he says, I am the eater of worlds. I think he said, did he say I am the fiend?
No, I
don't think he
I
said
think
that line.
he did.
Or did he?
He said, I am the fiend, I'm the eater of worlds,
I am
I'm
Uncle Howdy.
Yeah, he said he's all three because, in terms of his, bloodlust, you could say.
Yeah.
That's what he is.
And he was talking in that old cult leader voice, and I didn't know he had it in him still.
That shit was heat, man. That shit takes you back.
It was so good, bro. It was so good. So I wonder what kind of significance this has in the story. Because quite frankly, I do not know. I don't know what this means. I don't know what is going on. I thought it was a little I thought it was interesting. I thought it was kind of a little confusing as well. I don't really know where they're going with it as of right now. Again, I'm going to opt to let it play out. I'm going to opt to let it play out and see what happens at the Royal Rumble, because I think we will be getting some serious answers as to why all this is going on. But yeah, it's, I don't know, man. I don't know. It is. It's, I don't.
Yeah, wherever the company goes, it'll dictate how this Bray Wyatt storyline goes.
Yes, definitely. That's for damn sure. So yeah, man. So that was the Bray Wyatt promo. No LA Knight at all. No LA Knight at all tonight, man. Or on Friday, which, kind of sucked, but it makes you want to see him even more next week. So that's good. But yeah, man. I mean, it was just, I don't know, man. I don't know. It was a little weird, but I don't really know what any of that means. Does that mean he's physically Uncle Howdy? Does that mean he's
I think mentally is what he really meant, because he's giving in to his violent tendencies again, like Uncle Howdy is. That's what I took away from it, but who knows at this point.
Yeah. We will just have to wait and see. But this, although it was pretty fucking cool, and I don't say this to be I don't say this to, try to, bury the guy like I've seen a lot of other people doing, but I'm just saying this as I think this is the most confusing stop we've had in
I think
his
so.
storyline. Like I don't know, and I know, if Triple H really maintains creative control, I think we'll eventually get there eventually, man, but I am really scared for if he doesn't, bro, because then here we are again with the Vince McMahon-isms.
And literally, man, literally go two separate directions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that was that, and then we got a pretty cool segment where Sami Zayn, it almost kind of looked like he didn't really need the Bloodline's help beating Kevin Owens, and they helped him anyway, and he didn't really look too happy about it.
Yeah. So developing that, man, that was really interesting.
Absolutely, man. So, Monday Night Raw. Monday Night Raw. This was all right. This was that's honestly, if I were to give you guys a explanation, that would be exactly it. This was an alright version of Monday Night Raw. Nothing too nuts. It was better than last week, 110-fold. It was better than last week. Last week fucking blew, man. I mean, you guys heard us ranting about it last week. So anything could be really better than last week. But this week, it was still I mean, it wasn't it wasn't to the extent I feel Triple H can book a show, but again, it was better than last week for sure. So, we open the show with the Bloodline, and this is a promo segment. Vince McMahonism number one. That is Vince McMahonism number one on the night. They did this last week too. But there were some of these Triple H shows, man, I will say, on SmackDown, it opened with a match. So, it opened with Walter and Strowman, not Sheamus. So that was good. That was good, and I can appreciate that. And let's just hope that doesn't go anywhere. So,
Exactly.
The Bloodline opened the show. They do their whole shtick. And the Judgment Day come out, and the Bloodline, I didn't even fucking catch this last week. The Judgment Day won Tag Team Turmoil to fight for the Raw Tag Team Championships.
Yeah. I like that a lot. I like that they did that last week and that they're doing it again. Well, it's built to what I thought was this week. Because I thought this week was going to be Raw 30th anniversary, but it's fucking next week for some reason.
My thing with that is, I do not, and generally speaking, I would like to see the Judgment Day, hold the tag team titles. I do not want to see the Usos lose before they lose to Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. However, I may have a loophole around having Sami Zayn be the guy to accidentally cost them the Raw Tag Team Championships. That is the only way I think that can work, because I don't want to see the fucking Bloodline lose. Dude, they've been gods for the longest time, and if they lose, it's going to feel less special when they, at WrestleMania, when they actually are going to lose clean.
Exactly. So it's gonna feel weird, but who knows how it's gonna go down, man? Because who knows? Who fucking knows?
Yeah, I would like to see, in terms of having two separate tag titles, I'm actually not against it, because if Triple H continues to bolster the roster, then I think it'll be okay. But however, if Triple H gets taken out, then we're just going to go back to having 2 tag titles and 2 teams in each division. So under
Exactly.
Triple H, I would have been for the double tag team championships because, you know, yeah, normally I'm not the biggest fan of titles floating because WWE never does it right. Every time that somebody's a double champion, they still just stick to their show. They never float.
No.
So, like, the Usos
They'll-
are just now floating.
What WWE likes to always do with that shit, like, let's say it's a mainly Raw person, but they're holding both titles, they'll take their feud that's also mainly on Raw and just do that on SmackDown occasionally. Both people will just occasionally appear on SmackDown, and they'll both do something with someone on SmackDown, but that's it. That's the
Yeah.
extent to them to be on the other show, and I don't like it.
I don't like it either. They never do floating right, so that's why I'm not against the double tag team championships. However, I want to see new tag title designs. I want them to both be different titles, and I want Triple H to stay in fucking creative so he can continue to bolster the roster, because eventually we're going to get Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams. Eventually we're going to get the Creed brothers. Eventually we're going to get Pretty Deadly up there, and eventually we're going to get a lot of these tag teams on top of tag teams that, you know, we already have. You know what I mean? So, I mean, he's continuing to bolster the roster, and it's a good thing, but you know, that's the scary thing about Triple H, is if he's fucking gone in a couple days because Vince McMahon boots him out, then where are we? You know?
Exactly. Everyone just gets fired again. What the hell's gonna go on?
Exactly. So I don't know, man. I'm not really liking that idea, bro. I'm not really liking that idea of having the Usos. I'm not really liking the idea of having the Usos lose before WrestleMania. And same thing with Roman Reigns. That's why Cody needs to be the one to beat the Rumble, because to, you know, win the Rumble, and we'll get to him in just a second. So the Bloodline come out there, then the Judgment Day come out there. Dominic starts talking about no, that was before, no, that was after it. So the Usos start cutting what sounded like a promo of old from the Usos.
Yeah.
They did their naming off all the teams, lockdown promo. So it was, you know, and then, you know, they said the Uso penitentiary line, and Dominic says, you know what? You know what we call an Uso in jail? We call them a wannabe SA. And he just starts going nuts as if that was some crazy shit he just said. And then he says, you know, you guys couldn't last a day with the prisoners that I was in a cell with. And then the Usos proceed to tell him they started their record-setting reign against him and his dad. And then they put them on lockdown too. So looks like Dominic is back in prison again. Instead, it's the Uso penitentiary. So then Dominic chose to bark up the wrong tree, and he called Solo Sikoa a fake street champ. Solo stepped up, looked Dominic in his face. Dominic was trying to look cool, but he looked a little scared, and Rhea Ripley got in the middle of him. This motherfucker, Solo Sikoa, was about to give her Umaga's Samoan spike, but Mustafa Ali broke it up, so that saved Rhea Ripley a Samoan spike.
God damn. That shit was funny as hell, man.
So this went into Mustafa Ali and Solo Sikoa, and Solo Sikoa then picked up the victory. And after the match, we seen Dolph Ziggler getting ready for his match, and Mustafa Ali coming up to him and trying to get him to get his attention. as they continue to form the tag team of Mustafa Ali and Dolph Ziggler.
Why? What is that tag team, bro?
Okay. What the fuck?
So, I guess the plan isn't for Mustafa to go just, do some cool solo and, get his momentum back. Bro's just gonna be a loser and decides to team with the ultimate loser, Dolph Ziggler.
You cannot tell me the end goal here was a tag team with Dolph Ziggler. You just
Ain't no
can't.
way, bro. You can't tell me that. I will not believe you.
So,
Dolph Ziggler.
so next we get number 3 of the Cody Rhodes documentary. Dude, was it? Well, first of all, that newer video clip of Cody talking, didn't his nose look bigger, or was it just me?
I don't think I noticed anything that like I was paying attention to visually.
Like his nose, like maybe it almost looks like his nose, like I don't know, it looked like somebody fucking punched him in the nose, or like his nose just looked fat. I was like,
God
damn,
damn.
what happened to his nose? His nose is just big as hell. I was like, yeah, I don't know, or maybe it's the shading, but the picture, the picture that they posted, and what I remember seeing on the picture that I remember seeing, when I was watching Raw, I was like, damn, why is his nose so big? I'm like, what happened to him? Looks like he got kicked in the nose or something.
Literally. No, yeah, exactly, Logan. Like, the pop is gonna be good no matter what at the moment, man. But like the moment would have just been so special
Yes.
if we never got a word of this and he just came back.
How dumb was that? What? So, let me just, get through this real quick. So, Cody, and by the way, Cody's voiceovers were absolutely fucking killing me. Now it's time to do the work. Bro,
Fuck
I was
Cody.
fucking giggling. Oh, man. It was.
I can't take that man seriously sometimes.
The reception was a little somber because the audience knew I had to go get surgery. Oh, my God. Oh, it was so.
Damn, bro.
Fucking
Why you
Cody.
talking like that? Because the audience knew.
He's like talking in like a low tone. He's like, the audience knew I had to go. He's like, he sounds so fucking sad on the voiceover. The audience knew I had to go get surgery, so the reception was a little warmer. And I'm like,
It
why does he
sounds
sound
like he's
so
reading
sad?
an audiobook. That he's
It,
like the narrator for an audiobook and a sad scene in the book.
seriously, we actually
They
heard
knew
some
I did.
voiceovers from Brandy.
Oh, yeah. Can't wait for her to be in the Rumble. Let's
So,
fucking go.
yeah, right. So, Cody, oh, bruh, like I said, the end just got me, bro. And he's like, I always knew that now would be the time to do the work. Fucking Cody.
Get asshole. But do work. Shut the fuck up.
So then it goes out of, documentary mode, and it's just a camera on him. And he said, I have made it crystal clear what I came back for, and I am declaring myself for the Royal Rumble. And everybody is acting excited about this. Why? Since when did you fans lose the concept of liking surprise returns?
Dude, they hate it.
It
WWE fans hate it.
it almost reminds me of when people were liking the idea of Big E's cash-in. Big E's cash-in sucked. It was
That shit was
literally him standing there in the opening segment of the night saying, he was literally standing in between Bobby Lashley and Who the hell was it? It was Bobby Lashley and was it Drew McIntyre?
I think it might have been
He
something
was
like
he
that.
was standing in between those two saying, "Don't forget about me. I'm going to cash in tonight." What the fuck? What is that? So WWE ruins another surprise here, and what I said in my tweet, for those of you guys who follow me on Twitter, is how I feel about this situation. I could see if you were, if I could absolutely understand if you fucking sold little to no tickets for the Royal Rumble. The Royal Rumble is sold out. You do not have to tell people now one fucking entrant to the match. The show is sold out. So what did you get other than ruining a moment that could have been so special? What did you get out of telling people that Cody Rhodes was coming back at the Royal
Exactly.
Rumble? What'd you get out of that?
And they better hope he comes out at like number 2 or 3, like his tweet said, man. Because if he don't, every entrant, when it ain't Cody, people aren't going to be too happy. People are going to pop. It's WWE fans. They're gonna get happy no matter what. But like that's what people are really going to be waiting for. So they better hope he's quick in that match when he starts, man. Because if not, that's a lot. That's who I'll be waiting for, at least personally. You know what I mean? The match don't start till Cody's in it. For
Yeah.
me, bruh.
Yeah. Um Come on, bro. What really
Doesn't
completely
make
ruined
sense.
it? Completely
Complete.
ruined it. And he's not even back yet. We still have a whole week and a half before Mans is actually back. Come on, bro.
Just announced that he's gonna be back in the Rumble. Why? Why say it? I don't get it, man. I really don't. No, and dude, people are like tweeting out like, "Oh yeah, they're announcing he's back. He's gonna win it." Dude, them announcing him being back is definitive proof, bruh. The Rock about to win that shit. I hate to
Yeah.
break everyone's heart, bro. The Rock is
Yeah.
fucking winning it. There's no doubting it now, especially
Dude. Oh,
because
man.
I think that's another reason why they're announcing his return is because he ain't winning it. And if
Yeah.
he returns in it, just like as a surprise, he would
Yeah.
have to win it,
He would have to
and
win it.
he would have to win
And
it,
I don't
and
I
he ain't
don't
gonna win it.
unless they're doing it as a swerve because people are going to think,
Fuck.
people
Yeah,
are gonna think if The Rock made the special appearance, The Rock has to win it. But dude, if Cody Rhodes don't win this Rumble,
it's over with, bro. I'm
man,
done.
that's oh man. Thing is though, if The
Hey,
Rock is in the match, he's gonna win it. Unless, like
okay.
I said, unless they put The Rock in there to make people think that Cody's not gonna win, and then when Cody wins, he's gonna be a little down on his. When Cody wins, it's gonna be good for the fans, but I think that the WWE thinks their fans are more interested in Rock versus Roman than Cody versus Roman.
Especially next week, they're having that big bloodline celebration for Roman. I don't know, man.
I
I think it's
guarantee
gonna be.
you, I guarantee you they drop a line about one of the members of the bloodline missing, and it's
Oh,
Dwayne.
100%. I think in that little promo that he's gonna have during that segment, he's gonna mention that he's the head of the table, or he does thrown the last guy that doesn't show up anymore. He'll say some shit like that,
And
and The
if he
Rock's gonna.
does, it's confirmed. Rocky's showing
Oh,
up.
exactly. And if he, like you said, if he shows up in that match, he's gonna win it. I hate
Yeah,
I hate it, but he's gonna fucking win it.
everything. Ooh, what's going
Oh,
on with the XFL? I would
yeah.
love
What
to
the hell is
know.
happening with that?
Cause man, I can
I
hope.
hope so. I hope so, man.
But
I
if
hope
that's
that
the
can.
case, if Cody was gonna win, why are you announcing it?
Yeah, that's like what?
Have him come out
Something
at
ain't
number two. Have him come out at number two, do his whole big entrance, let him take his time, and then have him run the whole thing and do the whole fucking match.
literally. Rumble's gonna be it's gonna be a night, man.
It's
It'll
gonna
be
be a
fun.
nail biter.
But the match itself is gonna be oh yeah, first ever season. When does it start?
Doesn't it start after the NFL season? If that's the case, it should be sometime in February.
Mm,
Ugh.
I mean, it's not like The Rock's gonna be on TV much anyway for the match to build up. Mm,
Interesting.
well, if The Rock ain't at that game, you win in the Rumble, bro. We'll know it. We'll know it a couple hours beforehand at least.
Hmm. Interesting. Interesting, man. So the Street Profits defeat Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander. That is true. I hope so, man. Well, I mean, he's willing to take the spotlight away from Cody, I think, so you never know. Um,
If the way he acts in franchises and movies, he'll take the spotlight from anybody. He tried to take it from Vin Diesel with Fast and Furious. That's why they separated his movies with fucking the actual Fast and Furious. He tried to do it with DC. Bro, got an ego. At least when it comes to movies, man. So let's hope it don't start bleeding into everything else.
interesting. Interesting, man. So the Street Profits defeat Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin after they tried to get help from MVP, but MVP was a little like miscued and it just looked really sloppy. It just looked really sloppy,
Yeah.
the ending of that match, but they ended up losing. And yeah, so interesting turn.
Hmm.
I thought he would help them win, but I guess this is just the start of uh I guess this is just the start of the I guess this is just the start of the rebuilding process of the Hurt Business. They're gonna have to lose a couple times.
Hey, Logan, is Vince still the co-head, CEO guy of XFL too?
Yeah, is Vince involved with it still, or did The Rock completely buy it off of him?
Because I know at one point they were going halves.
Right.
I don't know if that's still the case. Because maybe Vince will be busy too for Mania season, which could be nice. But did he ever take a break from XFL stuff in the first place? I don't know.
Hmm.
I totally
Interesting.
forgot he was with that shit.
Yeah,
I totally
interesting.
forgot that was Vince's thing. Oh,
Oh
really?
wow. Hey, yeah,
Wow, that's crazy. He really just
his ex-wife. Why is his
Linda?
ex-wife involved?
Is it Linda or The Rock's ex-wife?
Hmm.
I'm confused.
Interesting. So
Mhm.
so then Becky Lynch and Bailey had a promo segment that was pretty good, man. It was pretty good. They were going back and forth. Man, it really boggles my mind and it really makes me wonder why the hell did we never ever see Becky versus Bailey? I
I
mean, they've
know.
always been
That's
away from
crazy.
each other. Always.
Such a crazy thing about the four horsewomen. Well, three horsewomen now, but the bottom is those two never really interacted like that.
Danny Garcia.
It's a woman. I heard that name before. I thought that was a dude.
So yeah, he's on AEW. It's fucking Danny Garcia, man.
Danny Garcia. The fuck?
So, god damn, that's his ex-wife's name. Fucking he's married to
Oh,
Daniel
yeah,
Garcia. All right,
that's her
man.
guy.
So she starts telling Bailey, or Bailey started throwing jabs about her and the other two horsewomen going up to the main roster while she stayed in NXT. Becky said the reason she stayed in NXT was because she was scared and she knew she wasn't good enough. Bailey said that she wanted to stay down there to be a champion and to be a leader of the division. And Becky then talked about her just needing her friends for backup and stuff like that. And Bayley said that they, weren't just backup. And then she proceeded to challenge her to a match. And she said, "So if you're not scared, then you would challenge me or you would fight me in a match next week." Bayley said, "Yeah." And then she said, "Would you fight me in a steel cage next week?" Bayley was a little reluctant, and Bayley said, "Yeah." And then Becky asked her if she was sure, because there was a little bit of nervousness in her voice. And Bayley said no. And then Becky said, "Okay, I'll see you next week." And she walked out of the ring. This was a pretty good promo, man. Becky looked pretty badass. And these are the kind of promo battles we need to see Becky in. Bayley seemed a little off here. She didn't really seem too comfortable in this situation, man.
The vibe was kind of weird. I can't even lie to this, man, but I overall liked it, man. I like what they were doing.
Yeah.
And a steel cake match sounds interesting, man.
Yes, I dug what they were trying to go for, but Bayley just seemed a little awkward, man. It seemed like Becky was kind of just slaughtering her on the mic out there, in my honest opinion.
And that felt weird, man. That felt weird, man. But hey, bro, I'm gonna guess what happens in that cage match next week tonight.
Go ahead.
The cage match is to keep people out. Well, usually, guess who's gonna find their way in the match? The other
Damage
two
control.
in the damage control. They're gonna
Mhm.
help Bailey win the match. I fucking know it, bro. I mean, I'm down for the match. I'm always down for it, but like, we already know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
All steel cage matches fucking go.
Yeah, man. So next, man, we got, and this was because there was a backstage segment where they were bickering, MVP and Elias. MVP said Elias was going to face. MVP said Elias was going to face the 2023 Royal Rumble winner, but he never said who it was, and it ended up being Omos. This led to a Omo versus Elias match, and Omos is fucking back on television. And you can clearly tell that Vince McMahon has a little bit of maybe not saying creative, but he's suggesting things.
This was one of the suggestions. Omos back on television, stinking up the place yet again.
Fucking
Ugh,
awful, bro.
dude,
Fucking
this shit
awful.
sucks.
I feel bad because Omo. Whenever we
Hate
see
the
him,
guy.
yeah, I don't hate the guy. He seems like a really
No,
nice guy, but he's just not ready for television, bro. Put him on NXT, dude. Put him on
exactly.
fucking NXT, man. He's just
Even
not.
if he is on the main roster, bro, don't put him with MVP. That's
Yes.
just too elevated for him, man. It
Yes.
just is.
Absolutely. That is exactly what he does not need to be doing with somebody somebody that is the caliber of manager that MVP is. Is just not.
Exactly. Not fit for him, man. It's just not.
Mm-mm. Um, the Alpha Academy lose to Damian Priest and Dominic Mysterio. I don't know if they are. I don't know if they are kind of turning Alpha Academy babyface, because you
Yeah,
can't really turn Judgment Day heel unless you're turning them heel for like a couple weeks just so they can fight Judgment Day, because because you know, I mean, if Edge comes back for Elimination Chamber, then you're not really gonna have Judgment Day be babyface when Edge comes back. And
no.
so I don't know if they're turning Alpha Academy babyface or what, man. But I don't know. I mean, they're resident comedy acts anyway, so it's not like it really
Exactly. I know
matters.
at this point.
So, Mi Chan defeats Io Sky in a
Say
match.
no. I forgot
Um,
who it had to have been Tori that said it on commentary, bruh.
what's that?
But when Mi Chan came out, he was like, Mi Chan in her best Dominic Mysterio cosplay. That shit had me cracking up, bruh.
Oh my god.
That was a good ass line from his ass, bro. I can't lie.
Alexa Bliss and Bianca Belair had a brawl.
Oh,
Bro, what
what the fuck is
the
that?
fuck was that, dude?
That was so awkward, bro. When
Dude,
they just started just walking up to you, I was like, bro, what is this?
dude, when they walked up to each other and then they're fighting, and then Alexa Bliss throws Bianca Belair over the barricade. Alexa's standing there with her back to the barricade, and Bianca just slowly fucking rises up. Bro, what the fuck was that, dude?
What in the keep league copying shit is that, bro?
Yes, bro. What
Why
the
is that a
hell?
thing? And like, what? Dude, that shit was so goddamn awkward, bro.
Oh my god.
Like, individually, I like them both. But dude, I don't think they work well together,
No,
bro. That shit
hell
is a
no.
flop fest. When
Hell
they're fighting,
fucking no.
their styles just don't match, bro.
No.
It's sometimes styles just don't match, bro. And that's definitely one of them, man. Cause that shit just was. That shit, Alexa's just stumbling around. I feel like I'm watching a fucking Edge and Orton match. They're just a fucking stumbling around and shit. Like it's not good, man. None of those matches were fucking good. Well, they were decent,
Dude,
but like, come on, dog. Come on.
this was yeah, this was not good, man. This was not good. And then Bianca Belair and Alexa Bliss are fighting in the crowd, and I really like this. I
Pretty
really
cool.
like this. This was cool placement.
Yeah.
Down the tunnels in the crowd, all you see is a silhouette of Uncle Howdy reaching his hand out. Bro,
Pretty
pretty
cool.
fucking sick, man. Pretty
Yeah.
sick. I'm interested to see where this goes. But man, yes, I like Alexa Bliss. I like Bianca Belair, but man, I mean Alexa Bliss, bro.
That's
I mean,
like
a lot of this shit has been with her has been very cringeworthy.
it has, man. Like I don't. I like the idea of Bliss with Wyatt, man, but
Same.
the way she's been acting, bro, I think I'm gonna rather take Liv in that spot, man, because
I think so.
dog, what has she been doing? She's
Oh,
just been fucking stumbling around.
and I feel like this is some of the reason why people are souring on this shit a little bit is because we're seeing great stuff from Bray Wyatt for the most part. We're
Yeah,
seeing
from the
great stuff from Bray Wyatt, but whenever we see Alexa Bliss try to dip into this Uncle Howdy stuff, it is
like
just fucking
awkward.
cringe, man.
Yeah, it's like she's just stumbling her way through this fucking everything.
Mm-hmm.
Stumbling her way through the promos and the matches and the moments. It's like, dog, what are you doing?
Yes,
Like,
bro.
you were so good when you originally got with Wyatt, and then now you're just fucking Uncle Howdy, and then like she's like staring all awkward. Dude, I don't know, man. And bro, I will say, I was so happy for like 10 seconds into that new theme song that she has. Because I was like, oh, thank God they gave her a remix version of her old song. And then I just fucking hear the fucking, just the fucking lyrics kick in.
Stand up,
Stand up.
shut up,
I was like, oh wow, they changed it, man. That's good. And then I just hear the fucking lyrics. I was like, come on, bro.
bro. Yeah, Alexa's segments have just been fucking cringe, man. I'm gonna go ahead and take Liv,
Dude,
for now, bro. And I also, it's kind of weird how Wyatt is not mentioning this at all.
that's another aspect to this I don't get. He's not, like you said, he's not bringing this shit up at all.
And he is Uncle Howdy, or he's at least in that mindset.
Yeah, so like, why wouldn't he be a part of this? I don't know, man. This is just It's weird. It's like trying to do two completely separate storylines with the same people, but it's
Yeah,
like
and
they're not mentioning each other.
yeah, and we're at a period, like I said, where we're just waiting for the Royal Rumble, and we've been waiting for a lot of answers for a minute now.
Yeah.
And they're showing Uncle Howdy so often, it's making people grow impatient.
They really have to reveal something in that pitch black match, because if they don't, people are really going to start to turn on Wyatt.
Because WrestleMania is 3 months away. You better hurry up with revealing this group, because it may seem like it's 3 months away, but before we know it, we're gonna be on here for Unscripted talking about a WrestleMania go home show. I mean, it's gonna fly past. It's gonna fly by.
The second after the Rumble, those fucking months, those like 2.5, 3 months fly by.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yes,
you better pick it up, man. They really have to, man. But yeah, dude, Bliss has just been just
it's been
awkward,
very
man.
cringe, bro. It's been
Like,
very
what are you
cringe.
doing? You, I don't know,
And
man.
then
I don't
like
really know.
Bianca Belair acting like tormented is just fucking not it, man.
It's just not it, man.
Yeah.
Dude, that standoff is so bad. Like,
Oh,
I, dude, I genuinely think when they first like stopped talking to each other and Alexa turned around, I thought that was the end. I was like, bro, ain't no way. They just awkwardly turn around, and then Bliss awkwardly turns back around and just looks at fucking Bianca. And then they just started just taking their jackets off. I was like, whoa, what the fuck is going on? Dude, that shit was,
it was ass,
it's not
bro.
good, bro. That shit sucks. I'm sorry.
Yes. We got a nice
You might be
we
proving us right or us wrong, Logan. You might be, man,
yeah.
with Alexa.
Um so we we got a very nice squash match with somebody on the roster. Not a enhancement talent. It was Akira Tozawa, and he actually looked very good in this match, even though he got squashed. He looked very good in this match. And Bronson Reed, Akira Tozawa tried to get some fast paced offense kind of going. Look, man, it's not wrong of us. It's not wrong of us to not want Alexa with Bray Wyatt, because again, the beginning stuff was very good. It was very
Yeah,
good, but what we've been getting is cringe, and that's
like
just how it is. But I mean, there was a point where Alexa Bliss was good as fuck with Bray Wyatt.
interesting. Yeah, and now it's just like she gets into it, and then she gets too into it, and she just becomes a weirdo.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it's like, oh, you ain't gotta act this weird.
Yes, absolutely. So Bronson Reed got, his whole entrance and stuff back, which was super cool. And he had a really nice squash match here against Akira Tozawa where he absolutely pummeled him. So that was very
Yeah.
good. It was a very good showing. It was a very good showing. So I want to address the comments. My sister here, Everything True Crime, is going to post a link really quick, man. So if you guys do like Girl Scout cookies, like myself, my niece is selling Girl Scout cookies, man. So if you guys want to go ahead, my sister, I believe, is going to post the link here soon. So if you guys, I was supposed to post it, but I forgot, so I apologize about that. But if you guys want to get Girl Scout cookies, man, and support my beautiful niece, she's gonna go ahead and post the link very soon, man. So, yes. So just to address that very quickly, I will post the link soon if you guys are interested. And yeah, man. So that's that. And for the main event of Monday Night Raw, we had the six-way elimination match. And this was interesting because this is a little Vince McMahon-y for
Yeah.
me.
Definitely.
The multi-man match. It's a little, it's a little Vince McMahon-y. It's a
Wasn't
little,
too fun.
yeah, I will say it was elimination, so I can appreciate that. It was a little different. I feel like most of the time we just get the 6-pack challenge and that's it. But this was elimination, so it was a little better. The Miz got out first, then it was Dolph Ziggler, then it was Finn Balor, then it was Baron Corbin, and then towards the end we seen Bobby Lashley. We seen Bobby Lashley, or sorry, not Bobby Lashley, Omo. We seen Omo and MVP come out to the ring as Bobby Lashley didn't really know what was going on. He kept trying to get Omos's attention, and this almost cost him the match. It almost cost him the match. He got stomped. He got stomped. Omo. Omo took a curb stomp, and that was
Into him with this.
yeah, that was pretty much the end of him. Austin Theory was sitting ringside, man. Like I said, Omos got taken out by a curb stomp, and that was that. So, Baron Corbin got eliminated after this by Bobby Lashley. Baron Corbin got eliminated by Bobby Lashley after this. So, yes, Baron Corbin got eliminated by Bobby Lashley after this, man, and that was that. And then Seth Rollins almost went to win the match, but he turned his attention to curb stomping Omos, and then he ate a spear by Bobby Lashley as Bobby Lashley won the match. And I think this is going to turn the tides a little bit on how he feels about MVP, because MVP basically helped him win the match here, and it looked like Omos was kind of on his side. Omos was standing there a little awkward for a little bit of this, but
Yeah. So
but
it. Yeah. Okay.
oh, I was just gonna say, I think this is gonna kind of turn his mindset a little bit.
Definitely, man. Definitely. I like it. I like that he hopefully is going to be a little more open to the Hurt Business again, man. And people are happy that it's going to be like a new version of Hurt Business with Omos. And it's like, dog. Like we said, Omos, I don't hate the guy, bro. He ain't for the Hurt Business, bro. He just ain't, man. You got to kick him out. I hate to break people's hearts. You got to kick the guy out, and you got to put Bobby Lashley in there, man. I mean, maybe they could play it up as Omos was the sacrifice to get, Bobby that win, man, to get Lashley that win, and hopefully they could play up to that, man. But if you're asking me how this company works, they'll probably just put him with the Hurt Business, and it's like, man, I don't know if that is gonna really feel like the Hurt Business. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's worrying, man. It's worrying. That's
definitely,
a very Vince McMahon thing to do.
definitely, definitely, bro. So, um, yeah, man. Yeah. So that is pretty much everything, bro. That is pretty much everything.
Yeah, man. I mean, it was all right, Raw, man. It was all right piece of Raw episode of Raw. It's certainly better than last week's, but that's not saying much. And this week's Dynamite, well, last week technically, but the week of Dynamite was really good, man. It was really good.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. So, yeah, and that is going to do it for this edition of Notorious Unscripted, man. This has been another great edition of Unscripted. And with that, man, yeah, that is going to do it for episode 126 of Unscripted. Thank you guys so much for staying with us, man. And yeah, so with that, man, Again, thank you guys so much. Thank you guys so much, man. It has always been a pleasure for my Johnny Mayhem.
Nice, Sir K.
And that is going to do it for another edition of Notorious Unscripted, ladies and gentlemen. This has been episode 126. Ladies and gentlemen, please like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you guys so much. We love you guys, and we will see you guys on Friday with the news.
Peace.
I used to get pills on the bitch. Now I throw shields on the dick to stop me from that HIV shit. And niggas know they soft like a Twinkie fillin', playing the villain, prepare for this rap killing. Biggie Smalls is the illest. Your style is played out like Arnold when that what you talking about, Willis. The thrill is gone, the black Frank White is here to excite. Throw dick to dice. Bitches are like I'm brainless, guns are like I'm stainless steel. I want the fucking fortune like the wheel.